The only thing that we can really say from that scrim is that BDS, you know, I think our suspicions about the problems that they're having are probably valid. Well, more valid based on how they look today against Envy. You know, everything that we've been saying, that, you know, maybe Mark isn't playing as well as what he used to, looks to be more true than what we thought. So yeah, I think we learned a little bit about BDS today, but about Envy, not too much. Oh, it's Jan, the guy that Scrub said he was really impressed with when they played against each other in ranked. Scrub said that he thinks that these guys are really good. Furia, he played them in ranked a few times, and he was very impressed with what he saw. Yeah, Jan especially, he's like a real troublemaker. He's very, very hard to read, very mechanical, very flashy, very effective in offense. And I want to give myself a nice pat on the back about this one, because when I put him in my top 25 players of the world last season, everybody was saying, "What? How do you put Jan top 25? Who's that? Where's Squishy?" To that I say, Jan is just that good. Even the rest of the panel, when I put Jan in my top 25, were saying, "What? Who's this guy?" And I had to explain that this guy's insane. He's one of the best players in South America. You need to watch out for him. He's going to make a splash on the world stage. I said that in RLCS Season X at the end of the season. And I was delighted to hear that he's joining Furia, because I think he's going to really shine. Oh, but he's not the only one. Card as well. The king is back. Lovely little fake challenge there on Scrub. Takes control. Appjack. Bullied into the corner. No ball pressure from Dig. You got a ball pressure against King Card. You got to close him down. You can't give him that much time. And Furia plays such a good style, though. I love this. Oh, it's Jan again. He might not be in the frame, but he's still scoring. Right, where is he? They're watching replays, so we can watch this. Woo! Scrub killer left in the dust. Man, I'm so impressed by Furia right now. In offense, at least. Not really, we haven't really seen too much of their defending, because they're just attacking all the time. It could be 4-0. Oh! Yeah, I'm going for the hat trick in like 1 minute 30 seconds. Yeah, these guys look really good. This is so cool. Cool to see. Where did I rank first killer? I had him number 16 going into the major, but that's because I don't have FaZe doing very well, so I can't really rank. I don't think FaZe are going to make bracket, so I can't put them too high, the FaZe players. But if you think FaZe are going to make bracket, then absolutely you can rank two of their players in the top 15. And that would not be a surprise. Oh my goodness, Card is popping up as well. Where's Joria's POV on this one? What's he saying? Oh, they're all skipping the replays. Come on. We want to watch the king do his thing. Furia are so good. They're like such a threat. That's what I was saying when I'm telling you guys, and I've got evidence of this. Just go and watch my predictions video on YouTube about what's going to go down at the LAN. I think I had Furia beating FaZe at one point, and who did they run into? I think I had them losing to Endpoint in the last round of Swiss 3-2. I had these guys barely missing bracket. That was all. I thought they were just not going to make it. And the reason I think they're going to do better against international competition than OCE will is just mechanics. It's purely mechanics. I think that the ability to play on the US East server ranked every single day really benefits the South American teams. Just like playing on the EU server every day really benefits the Middle East teams. I think Middle East and South America have got a big advantage over OCE and Asia because they just have competition with major regions often. You know, kind of like Dignitas this season though, I did not think that they were going to show up first few days of boot camp and already be this sick. You know, this is very impressive. I didn't think Dignitas were going to be this good this fast. I thought they would need more time to really grow as a team. But they, you know, they really showed up early in the season and looked like one of the best teams in the world. But in the same way, I didn't think that Furia would come out this hot this fast. When I heard that they were moving out early to boot camp in Sweden early on compared to some other teams, that was very promising news. I thought, okay, now Furia have a real shot at making bracket because they're going to improve throughout that time. But to be this good like already is very, very impressive. These guys are unbelievable in offense. Have you guys been following the other Dignitas scrims today? Who have Dig been scrimming? Oh, yeah, get involved. Kyle puts 2 on the board as well. Oh my days. Look at this. Okay. Oh my goodness, they've all scored absolute bangers in this game. Card, Kyle, and Jan. This really, I think, just goes to show that in the past, when you hear people saying that I don't think player X will work in this team because they're just the same kind of player, they're both mechanical, they're just going to go for the same stuff. I always thought that was the dumbest reasoning that I'd ever heard from the Reddit analysts. You know, when Squishy joined NRG, a lot of the Reddit analysts were saying, this isn't going to work because Squishy and Justin are going to go for all the same stuff. And when... what's another really mechanical team that came together and everybody was like, this isn't going to work because they're all going to go for the same stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, what are they talking about? How dumb do they think these players are? FaZe? Yeah, First Killer, I think same thing happened. Oh yeah, First Killer and AJ, they're all just going to go over the same stuff. I'm like, shut up. No, they're not. That's not, if the team fails, that's not why. Like, I don't know, dumbest analysis ever. K-Dop said the same thing about NRG? No way did he say that. There's no way that K-Dop said that he didn't believe in the Squishy transfer. When Squishy joined NRG, my initial thought was, well, that's just the best team in the region, because Turbo's not got a team anymore, and they've completely gutted Cloud9, who was one of their main competition at the time, by taking Cloud9's talisman. And the only major competition was G2, who... you know, don't have 3 mechanical gods in the team. No disrespect to Rizzo, but he wasn't at the same level mechanically. Yeah, I'm a firm believer in 3 very mechanical players being the future of Rocket League in 3v3. It's all about just getting 3 insanely mechanical players on a team who have a good mentality and like each other. You know, or not even like each other, just can work together. Yeah, that was beautiful. All 3 players from Furia popping off. Yeah, Rizzo was great in Season 9. I mean, G2 didn't expect much from Season 9 from what I've heard. I think Rizzo said this publicly. He thought that he was going to retire after Season 9, didn't he? But then they accidentally won it, so... C9 was not competitive at the time. Yeah, but you've got to think though, Chrome. If they just made a different roster change, like if Cloud9 made a roster change, if they like picked up one of the up-and-coming players to add into a roster with Squishy and either Torment or Gimmick, probably Torment I would guess, then they could easily contest for like an NRG who are not in the absolute best form of Turbo. So, you know, you go from having multiple teams who might be one roster change away from NRG's level to now NRG only having G2 as main competition. Then, of course, Space Station picked up Rettles and we had another team enter the equation. Envy picked up Turbo and they, you know, joined that level. But when Squishy joined NRG, there wasn't really anyone except G2 who looked like they were at that level. I couldn't believe that some people were doubting the validity of that transfer. I mean, it obviously made sense. Didn't somebody make like a little montage, man? Poor Rettles is getting roasted. I think somebody made like a little montage or a little video on Twitter today, I think it was, that just said, It had the Rettles clip from First Touch, and he was saying that he thinks NRG won't really go far with Squishy, and then they like put in clips of Squishy scoring against them or something. And then the final results in the fall split, like, man. Rettles can't catch a break because he went and did all the trash talk before, and it either backfires immensely or it looks like genius. Rubber Ducky Man, thanks to the 37-month Prime. I really appreciate that, man. We love Rettles. Well, not everybody does, but I do love Rettles. I think his trash talk is a big bonus to the scene. Look at the bumps here. This is huge. Kaio's got a floor pinch on target. We have to skip it. Never mind. But the physical play was actually what allowed that to go through as well. You know that game 1 that we just saw, by the way, that 6-2, I think it was 6-2 or 6-1. What was the final score? 6-1 or something? I'm going to say 6-2. That is kind of like what I think, you know, Sandrock versus G2 could look like after game 1. And then G2 win the series. That's what if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised. Not sure about you guys, but I think teams like Furia and Sandrock could just go and do that to the teams they're up against. Furia play, who did Furia play again? They play Semper, don't they? So I wouldn't be surprised if Furia just come out, win 6-2 and then lose the series. Win 6-2 in game 1, that is. Wondering when Dignitas will try to just ground play their way through this one, because if there's one edge Dig have in this matchup, it's the 50-50 game. So I don't think that Furia are really bad at ones. They're all very good at solo playing, but when it comes to that low boost grind game, that's Dignitas' strength. G2 is too mechanical. You think G2 is too mechanical for SRG? Oh dear, somebody's got a lot of tough lessons to learn in the in the coming weeks. If you think that Sandrock are lacking mechanics, oh my goodness. Sandrock are definitely more mechanical than G2. I know that's going to trigger a few people who are like, what? My favorite team! But Sandrock are, without question, more mechanical than G2. If G2 like win this comfortably, that matchup comfortably, it's not because of mechanics, it'll be because they've, you know, really got a very good, organized, and, you know, structured playstyle. That they can all read each other very well. And Sandrock can't play with the same level of synergy. Great demo again. The physical play by Furia is doing work in the final third. Notice how their second man is full faith every time. There's no delay, he's just there. But yeah, Sandrock are more mechanical than G2, there's no question about it. Ahmad TRK. Yeah. SRG are more mechanical, I'm sorry. Who do you guys think are the most mechanical teams at LAN? Top 5. Top 5 most mechanical teams at LAN. Actually, we'll just say top 3, because 5's quite a lot to type out. I think it's really obvious. I think the top 3 is really obvious, that's why I dialed it back to 3. Everybody's saying Dig SRG phase, yeah, that's I think the correct answer by a mile. Dig SRG phase, top 3 mechanics. But Furia are making a good case to be top 5 as well. I mean, they've looked better than Dig in these games. Team Queso rebrand? What do they rebrand to? Just Team Cheese? Dig only in the mechanical conversation because of Joria's? Are you crazy? Are you mad? You think Jack doesn't have mechanics? Oh, that's a sin. What a goal. Oh, rip Jarius. really risky 50-50 by Joria's there. You can't be shooting like that. Can't really blame Scrub for being out of his net for that one. That was class. Oh no. Do I think SRG is more mechanical than NRG? Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, you just have to think, like, who are the most mechanical players in the pitch? It would have to be TRK, Ahmad, and maybe Justin. And then, you know, does Senzo kind of come up to Garrett G or Squishy's level? Yeah, so there you go. SRG is more mechanical than NRG. Would I consider Team Queso a top 5 mechanical team? What, in the world? Probably not. In Europe, maybe. I'd have to think about that. Bit harsh by Seiko. What about Seiko? The Dignitas results have been really weird throughout the scrim results that I've heard from Dig so far. Because I was hearing yesterday when I was watching Endpoint GZ, I heard that Dignitas beat Endpoint, and then right after Dignitas played against Endpoint, and no, they didn't beat Endpoint, they beat Envy. I heard that Dignitas beat Envy, then they got destroyed by Endpoint immediately afterwards, and then they rinsed Renegades, and now they're losing to Furia, so like it's a bit on and off for Dig, results-wise. Furia look like they're crushing it though, they were playing really, really well. I saw quite a lot of NA personalities, coaches, players, etc. saying that, you know, everybody in EU underestimating SAM, and I guess that's kind of like referring to the fact that SAM players are farming USE server with like 140 ping and everybody's sleeping on them, but I don't know who's sleeping on them. Like, I feel like SAM have always been giving credit by anyone from EU that I've heard giving a take on them has always given credit from what I've seen. Like, I've always been pretty big on SAM. I don't know who the NA like personalities and players are talking about when they say that EU's sleeping on SAM. Like, I don't see anybody in EU sleeping on SAM. Everybody's giving them props and credit. I was sleeping on SAM. No, how was I sleeping on SAM? I predicted True Neutral to make LAN. They did. When True Neutral, that was pre the start of the split, I predicted True Neutral to make LAN, and they did. So how was I sleeping on SAM? I didn't see a single North American player, coach, or anyone say that True Neutral would make LAN. The only people I heard say that was myself and Yomi Cheeseman. I was not sleeping on them. Turanturo did. Alright, Turanturo did as well. Turanturo gets the credit also. He claimed it. Yeah, Rettles did say that their region was a joke. I think that was half like banter and half ignorance by Rettles. He probably didn't watch. Because I don't think that Pro Rocket League players really watch other regions that much. Yeah, everybody retweeted that one, of course, when they lost to Complexity. Yeah, I had to explain to people who Jan was. Like, the end of RLCS Season X, I had to explain who Jan was. So far, if Furia make top 8, then they've exceeded my expectations. Because, it did take a little bit of an adjustment period for True Neutral to get up to that top level in NA. When they moved over to NA, they looked like a top 8 team. And it took like, maybe a month or two before they started looking like a potential top 5 team. So Furia to come out and already look really good is, it speaks to how good they are. I said Complexity wouldn't compete in EU bottom 5. I don't think I said bottom 5. I just said I didn't think that Complexity would make LAN if they were a European team. But the reason being that, you know, if Complexity are a European team, they probably don't make the top 8 of the first event because they weren't, like, they didn't look like they were playing that well in the first event. They just got a free top 8 because it's NA and top 8's like free in North America. Really nice pass there by Jack. And yeah, if you're missing top 8s in Europe, you're kind of in the meat grinder. Like, there's just so many teams who have tons of points around you, and Swiss is really deadly. Like, be honest, guys, be honest. How many top 8s do you guys think Complexity would have made if they were in Europe this split? How many times do you think they would have made top 8 out of 3? Be honest. Because I would guess 2. I think they would probably make 2 top 8s. Man, there's so many people saying 3. You guys are crazy if you're saying 3. Like, the teams that made 3 top 8s in Europe were Dignitas, BDS, Semper, and I think EG. And I think that's it, if I'm not mistaken. Did EG even make 3 top 8? Let me check. I think they did. No, EG did 2. Okay, so just 3 teams. Just Dignitas, BDS, and Endpoint. They're the only 3 teams that made 3 top 8s, I believe. Let me just pull up the rankings. Endpoint did not, actually. I'm an idiot. It's Semper, Dig, BDS. I got it right the first time, then I accidentally said Endpoint. Yeah, Semper, BDS, Dig. Dignitas and BDS are the only 2 teams who made semifinals every time. EG, Carmine Corp, Vitality, Endpoint, Misfits. Yeah, literally every other team in Europe, including some very, very good teams such as Misfits, Carmine Corp, EG, and Endpoint, and Vitality. None of them managed to make all 3 top 8s. Like, why would you put Complexity in there as a guaranteed 3-time top 8 team? Like, they're just not that good. They're good. They're very good. They're like, you know... I still think I would consider Complexity to be 6th best team NA, to be honest. Like, even though Space Station lost to them, I would still, you know, expect Space Station to finish ahead of them. I do still think Space Station are better overall. But in that tiebreak, Complexity popped off. They fully deserve to make LAN. But I think that Complexity right now, I'd power rank them 6th best in North America, personally. And, you know, would they make top 8 every time, being 6th best team NA, if they're in Europe? I don't think so. It's just, there's too many teams, like, who, you know, can just take games and have a good day in Europe and ruin your Swiss run. There's far too many. Hold my beer, thanks for the brand new Prime, I appreciate that. Which NA teams make top 8 every regional in Europe? Well, if you obviously if you moved every team over, then they couldn't all make top 8 every time, because that would just be too many good teams. But if you only moved NRG over to Europe, they would make top 8 every time, I think. If you only moved G2 over, I think they would make top 8 every time. And if you only moved Envy over, I think they would make top 8 every time. But that's it. That's the list. Envy, NRG, G2 are the only NA teams I think would make top 8 every single regional in Europe in the fall split. I don't know how people could think like Complexity are just a guaranteed top 8. I mean, if I was, you know, the guy making the odds for Complexity making top 8 3 times, I would make the, you know, odds on them not doing it, because I wouldn't want to lose a ton of money when everybody predicts that they're not going to do it and they actually don't, you know? I just think it's a low percentage prediction to say they make top 8 every time. Nice shot by Card. But same thing, like, I also didn't think they'd make top 5 in NA. But yeah, making top 5 or in NA is very impressive. Making top 8 is not that impressive. But in Europe, making top 5, very impressive. Making top 8, very impressive. Making top 11, very impressive. You know, just like further down the line, it continues being hard in Europe, whereas in NA, you've got 5, 6 very good teams, like world-class teams. And then you've got other teams that are quite far off the pace. I expected more from Xset. Look at card, by the way. I expected more from Xset this season. They kind of choked some big moments. Torrent, former Alpine, they keep on underperforming compared to what I expect from them. And yeah, Ghosts just aren't quite there yet. I think they could be, but I don't think they're there yet. They're like the 3 next best teams: Torrent, Ghost, and Xset, and they just don't look like they're anywhere near the top 6. I mean, if you guys think that those guys are near top 6, sure, you can think that, but I just don't. I don't see it. I don't think that any of them are a threat. V1, same thing. I don't think that they're a threat to break into that top 6. I just don't see it personally. I think a team that's probably most, like, if I was to put a bet on one team outside of the top 6 in NA breaking into it, I would probably have to say something like Oxygen, because I just don't believe in any of these, like, these teams who are currently right outside the top 8. Obviously not thinking about who Daniel joins or who any other, like, really good players join. I'd say Oxygen are the only other team I could see winning an event right now. Like, just popping off and making a deep run. The other teams look too... I don't know, they just don't look like they can do it. Oh, that should have probably been a goal there. For Kaio. When Beast Mode goes to V1, we'll see. Yeah, we will see, but right now, you can't say V1 will make, you know, top 8s because they're about to sign Beast Mode and he's going to be insane. That's like way too many assumptions. Like, wait until he joins, first of all. I don't know if he's even joining. And then wait until we actually see them play, and then, yeah, you can predict whether or not you think that's going to be a top 6 team. But right now, it's crazy to say that when he's not even... when he's not even joined. People out now asking about the Beast Mode, Daniel, Aqua, moves. I don't know who... I don't know what the confirmed or unconfirmed news is on that front, personally. Are we really just blinked? Oh yeah, we started late. I was thinking, how on earth have we only seen 4 games in all this time? But it's because we started late, isn't it? This has told us a lot about Furia, though. Watching these games has told us a lot about them, because when they played against Endpoint, they weren't really tested that much in defense, but versus Dignitas, they actually have been, and their defense looks really good. This is like a world apart from SAM defense against international competition in the past. We always knew that they had the offense, we always knew they had the mechanics, but for them to, you know, look this organized in defense is very, very good for them. You don't, like, I'm going to keep saying it throughout this stream because I'm sure there's new people joining in throughout the stream today. When you're watching scrims, you don't, like, look at the results as a good indicator of how the teams will match up or how the teams are going to look on LAN, etc., because it's a totally different game. Like, scrims are where teams are just practicing. LAN is where they're actually going there and trying to win as a main objective. The main objective of scrim is to improve. But what you can see is how good a team looks in different areas and what they appear to be practicing and working on. So what we can say about Furia is that their defense looks very organized, and there was never a question about their mechanical ability. This team has gone up in my estimation from what I've seen of them so far. Teams like Dignitas and Envy, kind of, I'm exactly the same on them as I was before watching them play scrims. My opinion of them hasn't really changed. They're still, I think, Dignitas one of the favorites to win the entire thing, and Envy one of the favorites to consistently make bracket. But yeah, Furia going into that, at the moment, very early prediction for Furia is that they are definitely in the conversation for top 8. That's my Furia early prediction. I had them like just on the outside looking in 2-3, but now I'd say they're a coin flip to make top 8 or not, based on what we've seen today. Whereas before, I think I had them like something like 40% to make it, something like that. So yeah, so far, what I would say, like, am I changing any of my predictions for my predictions video? I'm putting Furia up, BDS probably... Actually, I already put BDS on quite a low position. Really good read there by Card, not to advance further into the net, by the way. But yeah, I already had BDS finishing in the quarterfinals, so I guess I'm kind of the same on them. Furia is probably the only team that I've really changed a prediction on. Putting them slightly up, because their defense looks clean. Yeah, it's funny seeing people like lose their minds over scrim results. Like there's some scrim results and there's some scrims that I've seen, but teams ask me not to stream them, or teams ask me not to show the replays. So I won't, and I won't, you know, say specifically what the results were. But all I'll say is that there's some scrim results, recent scrim results, that would make chat lose their minds, because apparently you guys are ready to make a LAN prediction off a scrim. Look at Jan though. That is so clean. He just doesn't stop. He is making plays every single game. This guy's nuts. I'd like to say I told you so. Jan the man. I like that. Oh. Kaio's got to be there for that. He didn't have the boost. Oh, Jory is tilted. Messes up a wall dash. Jan getting the LAN buff. The Jan buff. Oh, go on. Okay, he doesn't go for the read. He goes for the bump. Any thoughts on the team from Japan? I think that this will be a really good learning experience for Tokyo Verdy, and it's awesome to see them at the LAN, and they absolutely deserve to be here. Best team in Asia, this split. That being said, I think that their goal for this LAN should be to take games, not series, because taking series will be really, really difficult, given how much of an advantage the other teams have mechanically. Furia are really good at reading reading the play. Like, I think one of the main reasons why they're looking quite good in defense is because they just read the game very well. They're not getting surprised. Like, when you watch SAM in RLCS in the past, like, just lots of things would surprise them. Like, the ball would just be somewhere that none of them would be ready for, but now they look like they're ready for pretty much every situation. They've just improved in reading the game a ton. They must be absolutely loving playing international teams on low ping, because these guys have been 2 years playing USE server with 140 ping average. I was joking when I said Jory is tilted. I don't think that Dignitas are tilted. I think they're having a good time on LAN. They're just vibing. They're just enjoying themselves. Oh, Card's got a flip. Go back and watch my videos. I'll be surprised at what I hear. Such as, you got any examples there for me? You got any banger quotes? I've got a pretty good memory. I don't know. Not much of what we've seen today surprises me. I think G2's enjoying themselves and they got beat by Team Queso. I don't think G2 are going to be bothered by that at all. I think, I shot by Kaio again. I think G2 are, jet lagged probably. So they're just probably doing the best that they can. Not really taking today too seriously. Probably not going to take the next few days too seriously. I'd say this whole week G2 are probably just going to try and adjust. We'll have time for one more game after this, hopefully. In my players to watch video, I said we would need to watch Jan. I didn't say we don't need to watch Jan. I just said that I think Card is the player that will be the catalyst for Furia's success. That's different than saying you don't need to watch for Jan. Stop misquoting me. I think Jan is the best, like, troublemaker on this team, but that's never been what Sam needs. Sam don't need more like big flashy like players in offense. It's not a harmful thing to have them, but nobody was questioning Sam's ability to come in here and mess up other teams, and Jan as well as an individual. The only question that I and many others had about Sam is, will their defense hold up? And Card is, you know, usually the most defensive player on this team. I say usually because Kaio as well sometimes sits back a lot, depending on the game, depending on the day. But that's the catalyst for Sam. If they're going to succeed, their defense needs to shine as much as their offense always has. Yeah, SRG have been scrimming. That's definitely been happening. What do I think about Vitality? I didn't have Vitality making bracket, and I've not seen anything from them since then. So I can't realistically change that prediction. I'm going to leave it where it is right now. It's really exciting to see this though, because I think Furia could definitely... At this point, I'd be surprised if Furia don't win a series against NA or EU in Swiss. Like, I had them beating... who did I have Furia beating? I think my Furia predictions were 3-2 loss to Semper, followed by a loss to Ground Zero, I think. Is that right? Did I? I think I did. I'm gonna go find it myself actually, because people posted this. Every time I make one of these, people post it and then complain. Although I think this one most people thought was fair enough. Where is it? Oh, for goodness sake, where is it? Can't find my own predictions. This is a disaster. I didn't upload it to YouTube, so I can't even look there. No, why have people posted so much on the Reddit? There's so much spam on the Reddit. I can't find my own predictions. Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's the players one. Ah, I found it. Okay, my predictions for Furia were... I had them losing 3-1 to Semper. I'd probably change that to a 3-2 in Semper's favor now. I had them losing 3-1 to Ground Zero. I'd probably change that to Furia beating Ground Zero now. Had them beating Era Eternity, their countrymen. I'd keep that. I had them beating FaZe. I'd keep that one. And I'd have them losing to Endpoint, so I'd probably keep that one as well. I think Endpoint will play well on LAN, even though their scrims haven't looked great. And their Swiss hasn't been that great. What is this take? Johnny hating on NRG. I just predicted the Space Station would beat them in the fall split of RLCS Season X. Guess what? I was right! That's not hating on them, that's just being right. I also predicted that NRG would win RLCS X championships. I was right about that one as well. I also predicted that NRG would be the most on-form team at this LAN. I was right about that one as well. Well, actually, we'll see. Look at the timely bumps by Kaio. This is so cool to see. They have such faith in each other land in these physical plays. It's really, really awesome. I hate when I see a good center ball or good play coming in like that, and then no one's there to follow up on it. But Furia always have somebody there to follow up. Oh, who's that? See you later. Oh! Jory is always getting faked as well. It's a good pass by Jorius. Oh, I left the party. We're about to get the party destroyed logo. I don't know about you guys, but I'm perfectly fine with just watching Furia scrims all week. These guys are so fun to watch. Nice recovery by Jan here. Oh no. When do I have to go to Sweden? I'm going on Friday, so I'm probably going to be streaming today. Well, I am streaming today, but I'm probably going to be streaming tomorrow and Thursday. Then I won't be streaming on Friday because I'm leaving. Even though I'm leaving late in the day, I'm still probably not going to be streaming. When did I have NRG third best team NA? I don't know the context of these accusations. People are just coming at me left and right. NRG fanboys taking a break from putting together their jigsaw puzzles. Come and tell me that I predicted their team wrong, but they won't give me the context. B-Dog, thanks for the brand new Prime and R-Haven. Thanks for the 300 bits. Thanks for streaming Scrims. This was fun. Hey, thanks to the teams for letting me stream Scrims. It's fun for me too. But yeah, no problem. Yeah, I know Jan's name's pronounced Yanks, or that's how the Sam casters say it, but I think it sounds better as Jan personally. I need to ask him, why don't we call him Yanksons? You know, the full name. Yanksons. What is it, NZ? Is he secretly from New Zealand? Yikes, yeah. His actual name is Jan, so it's not wrong. There you go. I didn't know that, but I usually just call him Jan. Furia is playing really well. I'm so excited for watching more Furia this week and next week. I said earlier that we needed to see them against a more aggressive team like Dig or BDS or G2 before we know how good their defense is at, but their defense looks extremely good. They're reading the game very well. They're playing off each other really well. And I think they might be scrimming Envy after this. Do you guys want to watch that one as well? Oh yeah, replay. Ah! Because I definitely do. I am so hungry though. I need to order some food. I hate doing that. I hate eating on stream, but I might have to because I'm starving. It's 7 o'clock and I've not eaten since breakfast. I didn't think I was going to be streaming this long. I thought I'd maybe be streaming for like 2 hours, but we've been kindly gifted so many scrims by these guys. Yeah, Envy's joining. Pog? You want SRG? I don't think SRG will scrim on stream. I don't want to get your hopes up. Maybe they will, but I don't think they will. Oh, we've already got Reddit analysts coming in. Somebody's quoted me saying Sandrock are more mechanical in G2. That's not even a question. Here we have some brilliant takes by I don't think it was 4-2 Furia, wasn't it 5-1? I forgot to add a game, I think, at the end. Wasn't it 5-1? Everybody's saying 4-2. I think it was 5-1. Yeah, somebody's saying Chicago equalish mechanics to Ahmad. JNAP's greater than TRK. And then Drees double greater than Khalid Senzo. Oh my, this guy's literally never watched Middle East Rocket League before. Wow. Drees double greater than Khalid. Interesting. JNAP's greater than TRK mechanics. Interesting. Salvaged Armor, thanks to the gifted sub to Lady Slow Joey. And T-Doggy, thanks to the 7-month Prime. Samway left FCB, did he really? SRG got smacked at WePlay. Well, SRG were playing WePlay from a LAN center further away from Europe than they're usually playing. So I think they played WePlay with 120 ping start to finish. And yeah, 120 ping is not playable. I don't know what else to tell you. You can call it coping if you want, but 120 ping is not playable in competition. 80 ping, 100 ping, almost playable. Not really. Still not very playable, but 120 is totally not happening. SAM 140. Yeah, I don't see SAM winning RLCS in... Like, I don't see Furia like taking series off NA teams in US East scrims either. 140 is totally unplayable as well. It's a testament to how good they are that they're able to do that in ranked and still get high rated. But yeah, I heard from one of the